What's up everyone, WizardKen here with another Xbox 360 World of Tanks video. And you know what today is? Rollback Friday! That's right guys, today is Rollback Friday, and the tank we're going to be looking at today is the Tier 6 Russian Heavy, the KV-1S. That's right, a lot of you guys have been asking me to do another video on the KV-1S, and here we go, we're going to do a Rollback Friday on it. This is one of the nastiest tanks out there in the Tier 6, other than the KV-2 that you can see right there, which pretty much can derp anything from Tier 5 and down, and some Tier 6 depending on what it is. The KV-1S is one of the most controversial tanks out there. On the PC, they actually nerfed it. I think it's a Tier 5 now, with a smaller gun on it and stuff like that, which really sucks. But on the Xbox 360, we still have that nasty 122mm that you can unlock on this thing that can really screw up a lot of people. It's got 175 pen and 390 damage that it can dish out. So this thing can kick some ass. You guys have seen probably videos in the past of me using this tank, and I've just decimated some people. I mean, I've gotten Top Gun with this thing. I've killed, usually when I've played it in the past, I can usually get 3 to 5 kills. And a whole bunch of damage. I mean, this tank can be nasty if it's used right, but it does have some flaws in it and stuff like that, and we're going to talk about that when we get into the stats. But welcome everyone. Holy crap, man, we're over 4,000 subscribers. I know I keep saying that, but it hasn't kicked in, like, it hasn't gone away that I've hit 4,000 subscribers. It's still there. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I know a lot of you guys are still asking about the subscriber party. I do have a date picked out, guys. I'm just waiting for my wife to, just make sure we're not going to run into anything, because it's going to be the same weekend as our 1-year anniversary for being married. So that's why it's so picky on how I'm doing this. But it's the only weekend that I could probably do it. So I'm not going to give you the date right now, but hopefully in tomorrow's video I can give you a definite date on when we're going to do this. I'm going to make it my priority to give you guys a definite date, because I want to make sure you guys can plan for it and everything like that. But if it is going to be anything, just so you guys know, if it is going to be that date, it is going to be on a Sunday. So make sure right now that you guys can figure out what your Sundays are going to be like and stuff like that. So also, like I said, you guys don't actually have to be there. If you want to win some of the bigger prizes, you do have to be there. Because I do have some challenges and stuff like that to be able to win those prizes and stuff. But if you're not there, you could still win other things, like some codes off of Xbox and stuff like that. So make sure you guys understand how to get inside your messages on Twitch, because we will be live streaming this the entire time. So make sure you guys understand how Twitch works and how to get to your messages, because if you win something, I'm going to send you a message in Twitch. That's the only way I can verify that, the person I'm sending it to is that person. Because if I tell you that send it to me in Xbox, anybody could say, oh, I'm this person, I just won the thing, and I send it to them, the codes, or, I ask for your address or anything like that, because there are things I have to mail to you guys if you win. I don't want to send it to the wrong person. So I know we're pretty good on that stuff, but just want to make sure. Anyways, holy crap. I hope you guys are enjoying also War Thunder. Or not War Thunder, but World of Warships. I know I'm still a noob on it, and I've been putting up some live stream stuff, which were very long. And with me saying that, I'm sorry I've put up a lot of live stream videos. Unfortunately, sometimes I just get burnt out, and live streaming calms me down. It's an easier way for me to be able to play with you guys, and you guys still get videos. Because sometimes doing videos like this, it takes me, I might start the intro 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times before I find that one that I really like. And then I still got to go in and do battles, and I got to edit everything. YouTube is definitely a job, guys. It's a great job. It's just sometimes, even with your great jobs, you just have those days you're just like, oh my god. So I apologize for that, but like I said, we're not going anywhere. I'm not going to, go straight to live streaming all the time. It's just my fallback if I get, burnt out and stuff. So, because you guys know I put up a lot of videos. So anyways, let's get on to this thing. Alrighty, so if you guys want to skip right now, go ahead. The button should be coming up. And we're going to be talking about the stats on this thing, and then we're going to take it out and kick some ass. So if you want to hit that button and skip to the battle, should be up right now. Alright guys, so let's go over the stats for the KV-1S. Now the hit points on this thing is 810, which isn't bad. You'll take, you know, a couple of shots before you have to die and stuff like that. Now if you go against tier 7s and tier 8s, you might not last as long, but don't let that scare you in that sense. I've put a lot of hurting on tier 7s and 8s. You know, I've had T29s come after me, T32s, and I've put some hurting on them. They like to sit there and think that you're not going to do anything to them, or, you know, that they're going to kick your ass right away. Not exactly. If you use this tank right, you can either kill them, or you can put a hurting on them that they're like, they're not going to fucking do that again, because as soon as they kill you or something like that, they're going to look at their health and they're going to be like, holy crap, like 3/4 of my life is gone. I can barely do anything now. So you can definitely put a hurting on them. The speed on this thing is 43 kilometers per hour. It's not bad for, you know, a heavy tank. I actually like the speed on this thing. It feels like it's pretty decent, and it gets me to point A and point B pretty quickly. The whole armor on the front is 75, 60 on the side, and 60 on the rear. So you got to watch out for that whole armor. Now it is angled pretty nicely on the front of the hull, but you do have some weak spots there. You have a little small gunner port on the top of the hull, or on top of the upper plate, and then also the viewport right there is the driving viewport. So I've had people shoot me there a lot, take out my driver, damage me, stuff like that. So you got to be careful with that. But it is angled pretty nicely. I don't mind it too much the way it's angled. I have bounced a pretty decent amount with this tank. Now, moving on to the turret, 100 on the front, 90 on the side, and 90 on the rear. The armor on the turret is pretty decent, and plus the way it's angled and shaped and stuff like that isn't bad at all. It actually will bounce some things. Now there is a huge commander's hatch on the top. It's not huge, but there is a decent sized commander's hatch on the top that people will shoot at and stuff like that. So you do have to be careful. On the sides and the rear aren't going to really protect you too much if you get shot at. I mean, they're pretty much like flat surfaces if somebody shoots at you. Now this is the KV-85-122 package that we have on here. Now there's other packages that probably have the same turret and stuff like that, but the stock turret is not going to look like this, so just keep that in mind. And also there is another 122 out there. It's one of the first packages you can go to at the bottom. That is more like the derpy kind of gun. It only does like 64 penetration and 400 damage. It's not like the KV-2's derpiness of the 152. So don't expect it to be amazing. And also make sure you be careful. You don't actually have to unlock that package if you don't want to. So just be careful. You're like, oh, that's the 122. No, it's not. Make sure you... the one that I'm talking about is about in the middle of the unlock tree, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you want to get. The package tree. There you go. It's in the middle somewhere. So... but that's the 122 that everybody uses and stuff like that for this tank. The rate of fire on this is only 3.75, so be careful with that. Make sure your shots count. It can be scary with this tank that you have a long reload, so a gun rammer will be very, very nice. Also, the aim time for this thing is 3.40, so it's going to take a while. So gun laying drive does help with that. Now, there isn't a vertical stabilizer that you can really get for this tank. Like you can get on other tanks, you don't get that with this. So unfortunately, being able to shoot on the move and everything like that isn't the greatest in the world, but it can be done. But your aim time is going to kill you, and your rate of fire, even if you have a great crew in there. Just have to be careful with that. The penetration is 175 with the 122 and 390 damage. Decent amount of penetration and a decent amount of damage. And you're going to be putting some hurting on some people, especially on tier 6s and tier 5s. You could probably one-shot a good amount of tier 5s. I've done it in the past and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun being able to one-shot those guys, even in a heavy tank like this. So it's a pretty neat tank. I like it a lot. It's one of those tanks I hate that I had to sell it, but it had to be done for other reasons. So anyways, guys, so that's the stats on this tank. As you can see, it can be a very nasty tank in the sense of stats. So let's take this thing out and see how it does. Alrighty guys, so that's the KV-1S in a nutshell. Hopefully you guys like this video. We could have done a lot better. I did a lot of battles with this today and they were good, but they weren't as good as I would like them to be and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, some reason my freaking mic clicked off on the Pearl River, so unfortunately you guys won't hear me commentary on that one, or you didn't hear me commentary on that one. So anyways, this is a nasty tank if used right. Like I said, get a good crew in there and put on the equipment and stuff like that, the gun laying drive and the gun rammer, and you should be good to go. It does take a while to reload, so make sure your shots count. Make sure you zoom in a good amount. With a really good crew in here, sometimes I take wild shots and they still hit because they're just badass like that, but this crew is not that experienced in that sense. But anyways guys, hope you guys, like I said, enjoyed this video. I'm WizardKen. Until next time, see ya.